I can see her as I have seen them all, drooped like a wet rag, turned in tight twist, smooth then hung out to dry, will be used again. Her skin is the deep olive brown mud of the creek, where waters run slow like tired perspiration, rounding down stern cheeks. I see her as I have seen them all, lift brown faces to hot blue skies that burn away the day of scrubbing the rich lady's house, never complaining of working too hard, keeping 2 homes in just one day, for she's a righteous woman padding a coal miner's pay. I see her eyes closed in humble ceremony, praying for the day when aching bones simply mean growing old. And in her prayer I hear a near silent song, rising up in many tongues, singing from down deep rhythms about going home. I hear her echo as I have heard all the echoes of yellow, brown, black women, women, yellow, brown, brown, black, blue, black women. I hear them say someday I'm going down home. Home I thought was Virginia or Alabama, maybe Carolina, Louisiana. But when I see the mud in their skin, Georgia's red dust, I know to the earth they all must return to be used again. I'm from the turbulent 60s. Time of great change. And during that time of great change, my father was actually beaten by cops and taken and put in an insane asylum for 6.5 years. So this is kind of the basis of the chapbook that I wrote, the Crooked Star Dream Book. And actually, I got the idea from my mother's. I don't know if you've ever seen a Lucky Star.
Oh, I have the same one. It looks just that
The
big.
Lucky Star Dream Book is based on dreams. So if you have a dream, you kind of, if something weird in the dream, like a dog wearing a fur coat, you look, you kind of look up dog, and then it'll like give a number. And then you run out and you play the number and hope to hit the lottery. So this is, so I got the Crooked Star Dream Book is, the Crooked Star is actually Earth, because so many crooked things happen on Earth. So, and I started having dreams. So the dreams, I started looking them up and giving them a number, and that's how I came up with the sequence of the poems. So the sequence is not in any order whatsoever. In dream order. So the next few poems that I'd like to read are about my dad, and the place where he was Farview State Hospital for the criminally insane. And this is where men were actually murdered by guards. The first is reverence. Like a zebra who after the kill loses its stripes, it would have fought well with a tusk or horn, and before it can rest long enough to gather the black and white into a pattern of opposites, it attracts muscular arms of the hills that pull torn hide over jagged rock. In this way, small town cops cuff my father, beat him until flesh splits into blood. First, the nose, quick uppercut to nostrils, lifts him up wide open to harps, angels, and horns, in such music of glory that is heard in heaven that is not heaven. Like this, we learn to covet the primordial stone lodged in the brain. We know to be beaten is divine, makes us see faces blended in crevices of rock, battered loyalty in the eyes, and each mouth formless, sucking back bits of ripped skin, soil of our nourishment. In this way, we are faithful. Like this, we hold our tongues to dirt. Dream 1, sequence number 913, dirt road. If a road is muddy, this is the kind of caption under the number. If a road is muddy, it denotes that friends are deceitful and cunning. Guys run road, narrow and muddy, the back way the rich lady drives. Her car full with a front seat toddler, 3 black women, all shoulders hunched in the back. Little blonde Betsy climbs over the passenger seat, bounces in my mother's lap, kisses her face, nose, cheeks, forehead, wherever she wants and when, giggles. My mother, shoulders curved in obligation of kindness, does not return the kisses, does not laugh, fixes each of her hands under little blonde Betsy's armpits. Like this, she lays a chicken, hands under wings, into the rooster. And like this, my mother lifts little Betsy back to the lucky front seat. Sequence number 367. Why is the blonde baby kissing my mother? Why is the blonde baby fascinated with blackness? Why is my mother's emancipated skin bound by expected affection? Then exhumed. And this one of the men was actually exhumed from after he was murdered there. Part 1. Decades later, what would battered words say about severe beatings? A cover-up autopsy that never recorded that all of T. Garrett's organs gone. Even the brain removed, replaced with crumpled newspaper. Sports section, cover story, bald, thrown into a bone cavity after having been skimmed. Fine print details too gruesome to lay eyes on. T. Garrett's body, mere form determined to have been human. Nothing inside the empty mouth could speak. Made up facts recorded and reported. T. Garrett's dead of a pulmonary embolism. So what need had there been for healing 2 ribs, broken steel after 20 years? There was no other way to say it than to say it. Thomas Garrett was killed at Farview State Hospital for guard sport. The way a man throws a stick, the way his dog fetches. The 2 playing into late evening, past time when the keen eyes of animals begin to fail. Cannot discern between the stick thrown, the stick already there. T. Garrett's body was like that, decomposed, returned to earth like dirt already there. Bones left to tell their rattle tale. Exhumed secrets decades deep in T. Garrett's empty body rise from putrid dust. What say missing organs? The heart, the liver, the kidneys, the stomach, the spleen, the lungs as they push against an uprooted tongue, or the broken backstory along the spine, how guards train men to cockfight to the death or die. How a body like Thomas Garrett's was beaten for pleasure, wager, and tease. How else could the cage keepers be called bearers of good medicine, administer debilitating doses of Thorazine? Exhumed, Part 2. Thomas Garrett could have been my father. At Farview, my father, Dwight Carter, could have been Thomas Garrett. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Thomas Garrett's body could have been my daddy's. Thomas Garrett's body, plucked from the dead, is my daddy's body. I prayed and prayed, oh, Lordy, Lordy, until the day he came home an empty man, had to start from scratch of dust. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, shape my daddy into a man again. Bête noire, who is the black beast now, hungry for the fat flesh? Who is a monster and who is not an angel? The same level of level, frontwards and backwards, coming and coming, let evil live. Did he come out alive, the journalist asked. Yes, that's what he said. Yes, that's what I answered. I was still trying to put my feet on the floor, trying to get my head back in orbit. I was a meaningless child born on the hump side of bituminous coal, so black midnight just as well be called dawn. I begged the coal demon to make me an angel, a real one, with an iron staff, cloven feet, wings, not feathery but the spiked kind, that cut small slashes quick enough to make wounds bleed slow, sharp like what I feel when I'm breathless with hurt, and no amount of face drowned in breast can take it away. What the man said finally hit me, like when the mine shaft shifted, crumbled down black stars, pummeled Mr. Skinny's head, beat him until he screamed, "Run, Frank, run." Skinny's dead, but not my daddy. He came up out of the dark hole of the criminally insane, alive, knowing death rides the underside of every breath. That's what the man meant when he said, "Did he come out alive?" Said some didn't, some died in there. All I cared about was my daddy, and how he was going to live under shadows of wet noir monster men. Now he didn't want anything to do with heaven, just wanted to live in as much light as he could. Face the black beast, eye to mouth, teeth to tongue, man to man. What do you drink? And then before I read the one from the broadside, my part of the whole 60s, of course, was the Vietnam War and all that. And my brother was in the war, did 2 tours in Vietnam. And in 2010, the war finally claimed him, and he passed away. So this is called the Kitchen March. I want to talk to him. That's why I listen through morning crack of wild violet necks, bending straight up to land. I press an ear against pimple. Hear the way he used to call out those U.S. Marine Corps songs, get the feet marching to glory. On the down stomp of southpaw foot, he barked left, left, right, left. I march with painted red toenails, our feet one sound peeling the top layer of kitchen linoleum until the black resin backing was a sticky crumble and the floor shook its own wooden rattle call to duty. I laughed all over the rank and file. He ordered, "Wipe that silly grin off your face, Private," and I did. He never let on that this was play, kept me stomping left, 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 right, left, long after my knees were weak and his legs high up in his throat, wrapped around his Adam's apple, pushed into my vocal cords until I choked on the thought that he could be peeking through jungle weeds, watching me with eyes from over there. Kill the children and burn the village was cause for blisters on bare feet. No room to hide under the table with 7 straight-back chairs, squeezed shoulder to shoulder, their packed tight attention, their steel-toed legs unbending to the left, 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 right, left. And then lastly, sequence number 668, telltale eyes. To dream of eyes growing larger denotes riches and abundance. I am in Atami Onsen in Hachioji, Japan. Midori is petite. Clothes slip off her body like spring rain from a new leaf. Naked flesh in this bathhouse is used to slant eye of evening light. Midori's skin is creamy porcelain. Nothing seems strange to her. She is completely at home. A small gibberish bird with little wings, a made-in-Japan knick-knack on my dining room shelf. I am avalanche of stone, imploding under hard stairs, feel myself about to hit bottom, explode into 10,000 grains, scatter. Midori's kamikaze bird eyes dart, slant up to catch discomfort of my brown body, a piece of jagged bituminous coal, an anomaly in this place of polished stone eyes, their black deep as onyx. Miniature bird chirps, Midori's words are too small to clothe my oversized fear. Her chop-chop syllables fly, barely cover the personal, none of the differences. Thank you.